Hello, and welcome to Sharp, the podcast where we help you get a little better at the stuff you have to do, so you can spend more time doing the stuff you want to do. So now, on with the episode.
Hello there. Hello there. How are you? How are you? No, not them. You. Have I done that before? Anyway, welcome to episode 19. Do you remember in the last episode? Do you remember that one? We looked at setting goals. Well, if you do, magic. And if you don't, because this is the first episode that you've listened to, then thank you for connecting. If this is your first time, we're a friendly bunch around here. Hopefully you'll find stuff that's interesting and useful. And if you do, then maybe you can go back and listen to some of the older episodes, or even subscribe. Well, in that episode last time, we looked at setting goals, and we covered the basic steps in setting great goals. And also, I shared one tip with you that can make a difference deciding why you're setting the goal. So let's imagine that you've got your goals set, you're happy, you've reviewed them, you've challenged your thinking, they're smart, and they're ready to go. So what next? Well, you've got to do it, haven't you? And you've got to keep it up. And that's easy the day after you've set them, when your enthusiasm's high and they're top of mind. But what about a week later, a month later, 6 months later? How do you keep the focus up with all the distractions that life chucks at you, trying to dampen your enthusiasm? That enthusiasm that you had the day you wrote those goals down. Well, the great news is there's loads of resource out there to help make it happen. But how do you want to do it? Do you want to track your goals online with a device and have an app do all the work? Or are you a pen and paper, old school kind of person? Well, the great news is I've got both bases covered in this episode. We're going to look at apps to keep you on track with your goals, and we're going to look at good old-fashioned pen and paper methods as well. And I've got what I think are the 10 best ways of keeping your goals on track. Okay, first of all, apps. Now, if you type the word goals into any app store, you'll be confronted with a myriad of choice. I like the word myriad. The word myriad comes from the Latin and Greek words myrias, meaning 10,000. So, if you type the word goals into any app store, you'll have 10,000 apps to choose from. So, I decided that it was time to flex my research muscles. That's me, flexing my muscles there. Good job this isn't a video. And to put the effort in to sort the good from the bad so you don't have to. Now, I trawled loads of different websites, blogs and posts. Each of these places tell you what they think about the best goal tracking apps. And I've looked at 95 different apps. Now, the good news is I'm not going to bore you with the review of 95 different apps. But from the ones that get recommended the most often, I've got what I think are the best of the best in my top 5 of goal tracking apps. So what is it about these 5 which get them recommended so often? Well, I'm going to tell you. First up is Coach.me. Now, this is an app that I've mentioned before. It's available on iPhone, Android and web. It's called a habit tracker. Now, the difference between goals and habits is a subtle one. So, for example, if your goal is based around fitness, then the habits could be, eat less, eat differently, walk more, the kind of thing. The thing about Coach.me is that it links you to different communities and it helps you interact with other people that might be doing the same things as you. So basically what you do is you select the habit that you want to work on. You set 3 things. You set your privacy, you set a weekly target, and you set your reminders, your notifications and prompts. And that's it. Once you've set these things, Coach.me will prompt you, it will record your progress, it will show you how many other people have done the same thing and so on. If you want to, you can export your progress as a spreadsheet if you really want to. You can even hire a coach. Now, obviously, there's a cost to that, but if you're serious about this, then why not? Don't just take my word for it. Tim Ferriss says about Coach.me that for adding new habits, he says, this is the only thing that got me to floss regularly. I and 5,000 plus others also recently went 30 days without booze and other stuff. Now, by other stuff, what he's actually referring to is Well, let's just say it's not necessarily for a family audience. If you don't know who Tim Ferriss is, he's the author of the New York Times and Wall Street Journal's best-selling books like The 4-Hour Workweek. He's an advisor to Uber, Evernote, Facebook, and loads of others. And if Coach.me can get someone like Tim Ferriss changing major habits, then it's certainly in with a chance of helping us achieve our goals. So that's Coach.me. It used to be called Lift. And if you're looking for an app to inspire you, put you in touch with other people, to motivate and support you, then it's worth a look. So the second app is Goals on Track. Now this is available on iPhone, Android, and online. Now this app is not free. It's subscription-based. The current price is $68 a year, so about $5 a month. It's described by Michael Hyatt as the most robust goal-setting program of the bunch. And these guys describe themselves as goal-setting for high achievers. I tell you what, it's really comprehensive. You set your goal, you set the actions, you've got visualization, you can track time, you can set habits, you can keep a journal. It's even got analytics and charts and so on if you like that kind of thing. Now, Goals on Track has been rated by 11 out of the 20 top websites that we researched. The testimonials include words like genius and brilliant. In fact, this testimonial sounds interesting. Goals on Track allows me to monitor, by the way, this is me quoting the testimonial. This isn't me saying this. Well, it is me saying it. Anyway, Goals on Track allows me to monitor and track my goals-related performance. This helps to keep me motivated and focused. So that sounds good, doesn't it? You can get it at App Store or Google Play or on the web. And if you're looking for something comprehensive, then give it a try. They give you a 30-day money-back trial. And I guess if it helps you have, one less takeaway meal a month or one less beer or helps you find one more customer, then it looks like it will pay for itself. Number 3 is Strides. Now, Strides is only available for iPhone and web. It's not currently on Android. Livewire.com describes Strides as one of the most powerful and easy-to-use apps out there. You can set up reminders so that you never forget to maintain those daily habits that lead to bigger goal achievement. And the way it works is you set a target by putting in a goal value or a certain date. Then you specify the action that you need to do to turn it into a habit. And then the Strides app lets you track it all by day, week, month, year, or even on a rolling average. It's got charts. It uses the SMART format. They provide a template for popular goals, or you can set your own one up from scratch. Strides is free with an optional premium plan if you want to be a power user. I don't know what a power user is, but sounds good, doesn't it? It's recommended by over half of the locations that we reviewed. It's described by one as being beautiful with a nice design. Strides, it looks simple. Give it a try. Next, we've got 2 apps that kind of tied for 4th and 5th place. I Run You Run and LifeTick. So firstly, I Run You Run is, again, it's an iPhone-only app. What makes this different is that you can use it for personal goals, but you can also use it for team goals or even company goals. They've got a nice inspirational video on YouTube. Here's a snip.
Start by focusing on your truly important goals. Then decide what actions will put you on the path to success. Weight your actions out of 100 and update your progress as you complete them. Your score will start at 0 each Monday and move toward 100 as you get things done. Invite team members and encourage their progress while they encourage yours. By focusing on the actions that are truly important, you will find yourself taking steps which turn into habits, which lead to greatness. If the greatest could do it, you can do it.
So if you're looking for something that works for a group of people, try I Run You Run. Now the last one is LifeTick. LifeTick is web-based, but you can link it to your mobile device. What's nice about LifeTick is that it focuses on your core values first. So once again, like the others with LifeTick, you can define your goals, you set tasks or steps, and it uses the SMART model, which we like. And like I Run You Run, LifeTick can link to others to set family or group goals. Michael Hyatt likes it, and it's recommended by him, it's recommended by Entrepreneur.com and Fast Company, amongst others. LifeTick is free for the personal plan that allows up to 4 different goals with limited reporting. You can upgrade to the full plan for $39, and that then gives you unlimited goals and reporting. And then there are further paid options for family, school, and business options and so on. So that's LifeTick. So that's my top 5 of the 95 apps that we've looked at. Remember, they're in the top 5 because they're recommended more often across the top 20 websites that we've reviewed. When I say we've reviewed, I've reviewed, obviously. But when I say we, it feels like we're a team of people here, doesn't it? There is someone else that helps. You'll be hearing from him shortly, I'd imagine. But anyway, there's something for everyone there, and I'll publish the top 10 list of apps in the show notes, plus links to all the websites and the blogs which recommend them. Of course, the beauty these days of using apps or online resources is that they're linked to the device that we carry about all the time. So there is no excuse for not making fantastic progress on those goals. Steve, it's Steve outside in the field. I don't know if you remember, but you left me out here weeks ago. Last time we spoke, you said that you were going to let me have a section on the podcast every episode. Well, I feel let down. I feel abandoned. I feel like I'm not achieving my goals. And before you tell me more about apps, I don't like apps. I like paper. I like writing things with a pen. When are you going to share stuff that I might like? Well, clearly apps aren't for everyone. So let's have a look at some more traditional pen and paper-based solutions to tracking your goals. Good old pen and paper. It's not just there for the nasty things in life. Sorry, turning into my brother. So firstly, obviously you can just literally list or print your goals off and put them up somewhere on the wall or in a diary or something, and then just refer to your list of goals when you're reviewing your progress. And it doesn't have to be more complicated than that if you don't want it to be. But if you're serious about your goals, then there are methods out there which are still pen and paper based, but a more structured way of tracking your progress. Firstly, we've looked at 3 journals or planners that look pretty good. The first one is Self-Journal. Now this pops up in a lot of journaling blogs and websites as one that's highly recommended. Self-Journal is, it's a journal, obviously. It's a hardcover book, and it's been designed by a company called Best Self. Self-Journal currently sells for £30 or about $32. That's currently. In the future, £30 may be worth $3 or it may be worth $3,000. It works by helping you create 3-month goals, and then you break them down into chunks to give you daily steps. And then, of course, you can transfer these into habits which help you succeed. Now, they claim that you'll find that it bridges the gap between idea and implementation. And it says, where vision gets you started, execution delivers the goods. And I've got to say, Self-Journal is jam-packed. It covers everything from morning routine to end-of-day routine. It shows you how to set out a roadmap for your goals. It helps you structure your daily planner. It even shows you how to journal gratitude. If you like a bit of structure, the Self-Journal has it in absolute spades. It's really clear, it's simple, and I really like it. It's got all the ingredients that we've talked about in our podcast before on goals and habits, all wrapped up in a really stylish, smart, hardbound journal. I wonder what Guillotine thinks of the Self-Journal.
In total, I love the Self-Journal. It's an incredible tool in assisting you in attacking your long-term and your short-term goals. It assisted me in acting with more intention throughout my day. It also helped me to structure my week, which can be a daunting task when you have an ADD device such as this. It fits in my camera bag. It fits in my book bag. I'm pretty sure it'll fit in your bag. So what do you think about the Best Self Planner? Is it yeah? Is it no? Are you going to get one? Are you not going to get one? Do you think it's BS?
Well, he seems to like it, doesn't it? Lovely. Of course, I'll put a link in the show notes for you to have a look. So that's the Self-Journal. Give it a try. The next one is My Pro Planner. Now, My Pro Planner is a bit less expensive than the Self-Journal, but it's still packed full, it's lovely looking and a really smart planner. It currently sells for £20 in the UK, and of course it's available in the US as well. My Pro Planner gets a remarkable 5 stars out of 80 reviews on Amazon, and you can see from the reviews that the people buy it love it. It comes in different versions. There's a VIP version, there's a fitness version, and then there's a network marketing version. But to be honest with you, the one that's currently available, the network marketing edition, I think it's got the wrong title a bit because actually it's perfect for any kind of business goals. Here's a snip from their video.
My why. It's really important in any business to know why you're doing it, especially if you're an entrepreneur or self-employed. You may be running your business around other commitments, so write down your personal motivations to help you through the difficult times and moments of doubt. The planner also has a space to note 5 reasons why you deserve to succeed. Have a think. Why do you deserve it? My Goal Planner. We all know the importance of setting smart goals with strict deadlines, and here's where you establish them. Remember to be precise and break them down into achievable monthly and annual goal sets. My Goal Board. Within your planner, you have a mobile goal board so that you can take your goals with you wherever you go. Use this space to visualize your goals. Use pictures, make notes, and add deadlines. Goals are much more powerful when you can see what you're working towards.
Now, my favourite thing about this is that you start with a pledge and your why. And of course, we love a why, don't we? You can visualise your goals. You can break SMART goals down into smaller monthly tasks. There's a weekly planner, quotes for the week. There's a place to note your gratitude. So again, I'll put a link to the network marketing version in the show notes. That's My Pro Planner. If you're looking for something a bit less structured and more of a planner, then the Action Day series have robust, chunky, daily, weekly, monthly agenda and goal journals, and they're worth a look. Now, these are more of a diary, but there is a dedicated space each week to note tasks, projects, and goals. In Amazon, there's a section for appointment books and planners, and Action Day are in the top 10. And actually, it's the only one in the top 10 with a dedicated goal and project section. So that's the Action Day series planner. It's $21.99, and of course, I will put a link in the show notes. Finally, in this section, I just wanted to note 2 more items that they're not exactly structured goal journals, but they're worth a look. The first one is a beautifully written book called Design the Life You Love. It's by someone called Aisha Bursell. Now, Aisha is a designer of products and furniture, and she produced this workbook to enable you to take stock of your life, to remove what's undesirable and add in what you feel is desirable. And I think it's useful to start you off on the road of setting goals. It might be a good way to get started if you've got a bit of a block. It gets excellent reviews from people like Seth Godin and CEOs of large design companies. Design the Life You Love is described as playful, light, and it encourages you to draw and use the right side of your brain when you're starting on the path. Here's a snippet of Aisha talking to Fast Company about her book.
I wanted to do something funny. I didn't take it seriously. And so I said, my strategic intent is to design the life I love. One that looks like you, feels like you, and that is coherent with who you are, which to me that's design.
So wrapping up, there's this great Maya Angelou quote that says, when you get, give, when you learn, teach. What do you hope people learn from you?
I hope that people learn from me that life is a design project. It's risky. You don't always know how it's going to turn out, but why not create your own original life?
So that's Design the Life You Love. Currently sells for $15.99 in paperback, and I'll put a link in the show notes. As you know, I am a huge fan of carrying a small notebook around with me at all times, even when I'm out in the field, in the rain. Please, let me back in the house. Having a notebook helps me when I need to jot ideas down, make a note of things I've done, just get thoughts out of my head and onto paper. And I also use it for my end-of-day routine for jotting down my daily review. My absolute favourite notebook of choice is the Field Notes range. They're cool, they're pocket-sized, they're hard-wearing. You can even buy bright orange waterproof ones If you're working somewhere outside in the rain, no, he is not coming back in. So that's field notes, and if you combine them with a Fisher Space Pen, then you have got a mean combination that will mean you'll never miss an idea, a chance to note your progress, have an end-of-day review without having to look at the glaring screen of a device. So that's my personal top tip in this paper and pen section. Field notes journals, the links, of course, are always in the show notes. So whether you're a mobile device app person or a pen and paper write it down person, there should be something in there to get you to mobilize your goals and then to turn them from good intentions into great habits. All the info's in the show notes, and just in case you don't know where to look for the show notes, if you're listening on a podcatcher, then click on the episode and you'll find them all there with all the links. And if you're listening from the web page, again, just click on the episode too and you'll see the show notes there. If you still can't find them, then just hit me up on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. As always, it's at Sharp Podcast, one word, 2 P's, and I'll send you a personal link. Even if you do know where the show notes are, just contact me anyway, just to say hi. I dare you. I double dare you. So that's the end of the episode. Thank you ever so much for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode and you're not already a subscriber, head over to iTunes or whatever podcatcher you use and hit subscribe. If you don't use a podcatcher and you listen via the website, click on the subscribe page and it will take you to where you need to go. And that way, you'll get each new episode fresh into your inbox as it comes out. I'm off. I'll see you next time for episode 20. And in the meantime, don't forget, don't waste time comparing yourself to anyone else. The only person that you should aim to be better than is the person that you were yesterday. Bye-bye. Please, let me back in the house.